Oh, we're live. We are live. This is the Collection Connection. We are here with Dee Runk Comics. Why don't you take a second to introduce yourself and go ahead and shout out any social media you have? Where can we find you?
You can find me here on YouTube at Dee Runk Comics. I tested it. When you search that name, that's my channel is what comes up. I also have a Dee Runk Comics Instagram, and as far as like my comic book stuff, those are my two forms of the social media.
Hey, what's up? It's Rican. It's Robin. It's Comics. What's going on, man? Hey, thanks for swinging on by. So how long have you been into collecting?
I really started when I was a kid, and when I did all that, I never held on to the books. Eventually, they all, went away. Unfortunately, I probably had some. I know I had a Batman Adventures #12 that was just a stupid kids book that I had back in the day, and
Sure.
definitely don't have that one anymore. But I actually stopped for a long time, and just eventually, I don't know, about 2 years ago, I kind of got back into it, and it just been going strong ever since. I went to like one Comic Con, and I was just like, man, that was a lot of fun. I should stay on that. So
Yeah, that's cool. So what got you into collecting? Was it did you inherit some, or you just always been curious as a kid?
well, when I was into it as a kid, I was watching the news with my dad, who's a big Superman fan, and they started talking about the death of Superman, and it was going to be this huge event and whatnot. And that's really what got me into it. Was my dad started taking me to the comic book store, and just from there, I collected for, that was going on in like 92, 93. I probably collected for a good 3 or 4 years after that, and
Very
then
cool.
stopped until about 2017, where I've been going hard since then, though.
That's awesome. That's awesome. How big is your collection?
Oh,
Some
let's
people have these big collections. Some people got like just a short box. But if you had to ballpark it,
uh, over 1,500 books.
over 1,500 books. That's a decent sized collection.
Yeah,
Um, what would you say would be your personal grail?
that I own or that I wish I owned.
You currently own.
My personal grail is my Action Comics number 1,000 that
Very cool.
has Dan Jurgens' custom sketch on there. And if you look closely, he's holding the Death of Superman cape instead of the American flag.
Awesome. Hey, what's
Um,
up, Robert?
so yeah, that was. Hey, I got a book from Robert.
Oh yeah, shout out to Robert.
Yeah,
What'd you score?
no, I think it was from like he gave some books to Bueller, and I bought a Bueller box.
Oh, you bought a Bueller box.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. This one is my personal grail that I couldn't ever stand to get rid of. Like this is and it's because I love Dan Jurgens. Like he's one of my favorite artists, and to me, like his writing style for Superman, it's like he has Superman's mind, in his own mind. Like he knows how to put Superman's thoughts and words onto paper, and he can also draw. He's one of those multifaceted people that can, like is really good artist and a good writer. So
He is, and I've met the guy myself a number of times. It turns out, he's from the Minnesota area. I'm from the Minnesota area originally, but I live on the East Coast now. But he signed I can't even remember, a ton of books that I have. I got to set him in to get slabbed and authenticated. But yeah, same way. I love the guy. He's so cool.
where were you
I
from
really
in
enjoy talking
Minnesota?
to him. Yeah, originally southern Minnesota, northern Iowa.
Okay.
Yeah.
I live in
Noble.
Shakopee, Minnesota. So
What? Where?
Shakopee,
Oh,
Minnesota.
Shakopee. Yeah, yeah. Everyone knows where Shakopee is.
Yeah, the Valley Fair, the big
Yeah.
amusement park in Minnesota.
Yeah. From nearest city, I guess to me would probably be Mankato. The
Okay.
nearest one that everybody knows, be Mankato.
Yeah.
Yeah, way down there. Used to go sledding there all the time.
Yeah.
So that leads us into our next question. Now that you talk about your book from Mr. Jurgens, would that be your book that has the most sentimental value, or is there another book?
Yeah, that would probably be it for me. My most sentimental book as well.
Okay.
It really kind of touched on what I started collecting when I was a kid, and it's what got me into collecting again. Like that book specifically is what made me do it. Like I started like looking at the best ways to preserve a comic book, and then I started looking at slabs and best case scenario for doing that, and it just got me into this rabbit hole of collecting, and yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Do you remember your first book
Yes,
or your oldest book? Okay.
my first comic book I ever had. I don't have it like accessible to me, but it was
Sure.
Superman Volume 2 Annual number 3.
Awesome. That's a good book.
Yeah, it was DC Injustice before Injustice ever happened. Superman Metropolis gets nuked, and Superman wasn't able to prevent it, and then he goes into dictator mode, and he starts, just trying to rule the world. And it's a pretty cool book, though. I mean, I really like that one a lot.
I loved the Injustice story. It's one of my favorite outside of canon stories. The game was cool, but the game, they can only do so much detail. But man, that's an awesome story.
Yeah, no, that was one of the biggest surprises of that game, is it spawned a very readable comic book, and it really interesting stuff, and I like stories that aren't in canon like that, because they can do some really crazy stuff and not have to worry about how do we undo this, once this is all done.
They can just end it. So I've got all the years of the Injustice books. I have Injustice Ground Zero. I have Injustice 2. But we actually have our first question. It is from Robert, the comic book G-Spot Galvin. He says, what is Tony and Drew Dee Runk's favorite comic book character or series for both you gentlemen? It's almost like I've had a whole bunch of beer. I don't know. Boy, I don't know. Favorite character or series? I'm going to give you a two answer. Favorite character, it's going to be a toss-up between Green Lantern and Shazam, just because they get their superpowers based on who they are, as a person. They kind of earned it, so to speak. But favorite series, I would have to say Blackest Night. I really enjoy Blackest Night.
Wow. All right. So I would say I'm going to pick two favorite characters, since you did as well. I'm going to pick Superman, and then my second favorite character would be Scarlet Spider, Ben Reilly.
Okay.
I love how they did him as a clone so differently than most clones. Normally you're a clone and you're like a blank slate with the physical appearance. Well, he was cloned with all of Peter Parker's memories and emotions and his virtue, and and then so he like remembers Ben Parker dying, and he knows he loves Aunt May, and he feels sad about Gwen Stacy dying, but then he realizes he's not actually Peter Parker or Spider-Man. And to me, that's just imagine waking up tomorrow and then realizing you're not you, someone else is you, and you've got to get out of your life. Like that, to me, that's such a cool dynamic. And the story was awful in the 90s, but it's still a very cool character. And then if I was going to pick a favorite series, I really liked X-Men Age of Apocalypse.
Okay. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good classic X-Men story for sure. What does your collection mostly consist of? Is it mostly DC, mostly Marvel? You got a hodgepodge of everything?
Hodgepodge between the main top two.
Okay.
I dip very rarely into independents, and it's not that I'm unwilling to. It's just, to me, when I read a comic book, I want to read about someone I already know, and something that I enjoy reading. Like most of what I collect now are things that I enjoyed as a kid, And and I can be introduced to new things,
Sure.
but I like those new things to be introduced to me through the media that I'm already consuming.
Very cool.
Like Miles Morales Spider-Man. That's a new character, but he interacted with Spider-Man in that Ultimate, Fallout 4 and all that. That he was brought into the universe and introduced to you. It's not just a new book with all brand new characters that you don't know anything about. Like I don't usually have a hard time getting into that.
Interesting. Yeah, I just started to get into more independence from watching, just a Rican in his comics. Mr. Rom down there. He in his channel, I learned of a couple, so I started reading them. Simple Man Comics. I don't know if you watch his stuff. He does a lot of independence.
Yeah.
So that's how I started picking up. I have just a pinch of Dark Horse. I love the Alien and Predator characters. So I've got Alien's first appearance. I've got Predator's first appearance. I just love the whole, movie universe that they seem to destroy year after year.
And I have some of the crossovers between Batman and Predator and Superman versus Alien, Superman versus Terminator. I love with a capital L. I love comic book company crossover events. That to me.
What's your favorite?
My favorite was a gift that was given to me by Comic Head 84. I don't know if you check out his channel, but
yep.
He sent me this as an AOK.
Oh, that's awesome. Spider-Man and Superman. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, and it's one of those, it's called a treasury size book. And it's something that I had been looking at getting for such a long time. And I just never pulled the trigger on it because they were always really beat up and they were really expensive. But this one was, it certainly couldn't be called mint condition, but every page is there. Every page is intact. The colors are beautiful on it. If CGC slabbed these, I would send it in just for the prosperity of it.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Hey, Tacoma Comics, what's up, man? Thanks for hanging out. Tacoma in the house. Yeah, he's got some cool content too. Everyone should run over there and check out his stuff.
I love he needs to do more auctions, man. I like buying books. And I rarely buy from him, and it's not because I don't like his stuff. It's just, I usually get outbid a lot, but I always wind up buying stuff when he's got an auction going on from someone in the panel.
As much as I would love to buy from him, my wallet can't hold much more.
No, I get it.
Yeah, but very cool. How do you store your books, like your things that aren't slabbed? I see you got a bunch of slabs on the wall, and that's pretty awesome.
My cat's trying to make an appearance in here too.
First appearance.
Oh no, maybe first appearance on your channel. He makes a lot of appearances on my channel. So I have my boxes over here,
right,
and then I have a lot more of those under my bed up here.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, you've got.
And then my slabs are on the wall here, and then they're kind of stacked down here as well.
You've got quite a bit of slabs. How many total slabs do you think you have?
I can look that up here. Give me 1 second.
Oh, you've got a cool way.
So I use the CLZ app.
Yeah, you also use CLZ. And
if you go to the condition part, you can type in what condition they are.
Awesome.
And you can, like I've had CGC 9.8s, so I have 50 of those. I've got, that's the ones I have most of is CGC 9.8s. And then
Perry Comics, what's up, man?
Perry, the lurker. Dude, that man lurks.
Late night lurking. Well, it's early.
No, but
it's pretty.
He's not lurking yet, but he will be. But yeah, and then it looks like I've got 50 plus 10, 11, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. So I've got 74 slabs.
74 slabs. That's a lot.
Yeah. It's too many, actually. And one of the things that gets me, and it gets me in trouble a lot, is I'll go onto eBay, and this is one of my favorite things to do, is I go CGC 9.8 ending soonest auction, and
That's what I do.
there's so many times, man, where I find, maybe not like a major key, but something like you find a CGC 9.8 for $30 shipped. That's how much it costs, like, and
Yeah.
then not to mention the book that's in the thing, and
Exactly.
I get a lot of good slabs out of that.
Aggressively relaxing is asking everyone to pick the winner of the Fantastic Four Thing versus Hulk fight coming out next Wednesday. So this is their 59th matchup. Who do you think? Who takes the W?
I personally, I think it would, unless they're going to grant the Thing new powers, it should be Hulk. It doesn't mean I'm rooting for Hulk. I'm just going off of power set that they're capable of doing. The Hulk, whether it's Immortal Hulk, who is very overpowered, or the Incredible Hulk, whose strength is only limited by how mad he gets. Like that, like, dude, you're lucky I don't have that power, man. There'd be a lot of problems.
Yeah, the Hulk would be, in my opinion, I think the Hulk would take it. Although if I had to if I had to choose between the Hulk and your T-shirt, a Red Lantern, I don't know. That'd be tough. Both are dependent on rage.
Absolutely.
That'd be a good fight.
That would be a very good fight. No, but and that like to say though, I'm not rooting for the Thing. Like, that would be I think a fun way to find a believable way to have the Thing pull that fight off. That could be a really cool book and a cool story.
Very cool.
Depends on how you do it. So yeah, and I don't know how to do that. I'm not the writer. Like I don't know if I could be a good writer, but that I think that could make for a good book. It just you have to explain how it happened.
Yeah. I think the Hulk would write it. You're right. It depends on how they write it. If they give the Thing any more power or whatever, but I'm thinking the Hulk. Heading back to your slabs here, what would you say is the coolest autograph that you own?
Oh man, I just got that one recently, and most people may not even think this is all that cool, but I about died when I got this one. Henry Cavill.
Dude, that's awesome. How could people not think that's cool? That is so cool.
Well, Henry Cavill, Superman, can be polarizing to some people. Not everyone loved the Man of Steel movie. I did love it.
I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah. But and whatever anyone has to say about the movies, I think Henry Cavill did a fantastic job. Whatever, with whatever he was given. And but it's the photo cover, Henry Cavill's signature. That is my favorite.
Does it say where it's signed at? I know they used to do that. I don't know if they still do
that. It says signed by Henry Cavill on December 9th, 2017. So it doesn't say where.
Yeah. But that is a very awesome autograph. I'm jealous. I wish I had that in my collection.
No, I bid on it like probably $150 less than what they were asking for.
Awesome.
And I didn't even expect them to take it. I was like, good luck to me, and the dude, said, okay, hey, cat, you getting in on the show?
What's the cat's name?
This is Chase.
Everybody meet Chase if you haven't already. Chase has an Instagram.
My personal Instagram is 98% pictures of my cat because he is super photogenic. And I always tell people that try and get on that Instagram, I'm like, whoa, do you want to see a bunch of cat pictures? If you're down for that, come on over. But that's all you're going to get from me out of that.
Mr. Tacoma, I do not use IKEA shelves. This is actually J channeling. This whole shelf is just J channeling with a little tiny piece of scrap wood behind it. So the book leans back naturally. Oh, I wish I could say I was cool and thought of it myself, but I stole it from someone on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, no. I saw a YouTube video for my J channel as well. And,
Oh, you use J Channeler. Okay.
Yeah.
See, that we're practically related now.
yeah, no, and it took me forever to find it. Like, and I could have ordered it, but like sometimes I get weird in my head, and like I refused to order it. I wanted to find it in the store before I
Yeah.
bought it, and I finally came across it at a Menards not too long ago, and
Dude, Menards, shout out Midwest.
yep, and I it's like give me God, how many feet did I get? I think I got like 24 feet of it. So
Yeah, it's about what I got.
Yeah.
Mr. Tacoma, I wish we had what am I trying to say? IKEA. I wish we had an IKEA close. Yes, Robert. Dee Runk is from Minnesota.
from the old Shakopee.
Shakopee. I remember going to a lot of Vikings games growing up.
Yep.
A ton. I can't even remember. One of the first ones I went to was like Randy Moss's like third or fourth game or something like that. So I got to see Randy Moss as a rookie playing football. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, no, that was it was disappointing that they couldn't ever get a ring with that.
I still don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, no, it's tough, man. It's tough. Their first preseason game is going on right now.
Yeah.
I'll have you know that like I had to record this and it's killing me. So no spoilers in the chat.
Right? Yeah. No spoilers, guys. What is one cool Marvel book that you own? You showed me some cool DC. Let's switch over to Marvel.
Oh man, I got plenty of cool Marvel. My favorite would have to be the first appearance of Gambit.
Oh wow, that is real cool. And a 9.8 to boot. That is pretty sweet.
And this is one I actually submitted myself, which I was really pumped about. When that came back at a 9.8, I was really excited about that. Trying to find. And then I'm a huge fan of Apocalypse. It's probably my favorite supervillain.
Awesome.
So this one I love that one. And then behind me here, I've got.
Oh yeah, I see it.
There's a bunch of like, and most of them like Scarlet Spider books, but Secret Wars, number 8. There's like an homage cover for that. But yeah, I got a bunch of Marvel books. I don't discriminate. Like whatever's good, I'm gonna enjoy it.
I saw behind you. You had a slabbed Firestorm book. I'm just curious as to who signed that.
That is signed by Danielle Panabaker.
Daniel Panabaker. Killer Frost. Yeah. That's cool. That's the first time I've ever seen that.
Yeah, no, this is her first appearance, and she was at the Planet Comic-Con in Kansas City, Missouri. And,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Did she recognize it, or did you have to tell her?
She recognized it. Yeah.
Oh, see, look at that. She even knew.
No, she was.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, and that was that's another one. I submitted it and came back at 9.6, and that book is older than me. So pretty good grade for a book that old.
Yeah, I recognize it because I have the same book, and there's a couple things I don't know what I want to do with it yet, but I'm probably going to get the writer to sign it because he shows up at our Comic-Con every now and then.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, very cool. You got a lot of slabs. I know we talked that about already, but how do you determine your 9.8s? Just out of curiosity, is that something you just kind of, this is a cool book, I'm going to submit it, hopefully it comes back, or do you send them away for a press?
Oh yeah, no. So it depends on how important the book is to me. Like, there was, a couple books I submitted not too long ago that they had sentimental value, but I didn't care what the grade was, so I just shipped them off, and I got I think half of them came back at 9.8. But they're, if I have doubts on it and it's really important to me, I will have CCS press it.
So you use CCS, okay.
Yeah, and that's the best way. And I know there's a lot of people in the community that do pressings and whatnot, and I could go through them. But for me, I know that if CCS destroys my book, by in the
Yeah, they come with
pressing.
that little guarantee. Yeah,
Yeah, they have a way of trying to work that out with you. And
sure.
if let's say you pressed books and I sent you this $600 Grail comic book, like you jack it up, are you going to be able to spot me a new $600 book on the spot? No, like I want to go with a company that has a lot of capital behind them that can give you that kind of guarantee.
It's funny you mention that because I do slab books. I only slab my own though, or not slab, press books. I only press books that I own. I will never take anybody's, just because of that reason. I would feel awful if I ruin, somebody's book that Grandpa gave me one time. But yeah, I actually have a whole YouTube video of how to press your own books. Without getting into it, it's awesome. I totally recommend anybody to buy a presser. It is so easy and cheap. You're gonna save a ton of money.
Dude, I'll check it out for sure, because that is my least favorite thing about using CCS is they take so much longer
Yeah.
so even with a fast pass right now, like their current wait times, it's 8 to 10 weeks to go through the pressing with a fast pass, and then 2 to 3 weeks to get it slabbed.
Right.
That's just too damn much. So yeah.
Yeah, I got mine off at Amazon and started experimenting with it. And then I started to get like those free comic book day ones where no one really cares about. And I started like really mess them up and just see what I could press out, what wouldn't press out. You'd be surprised, like on your own, once you find that sweet spot, you can repair a lot of damage.
Nice. Send me a link to the one you got. I'd be interested to pop a couple in there and see what the result is.
Yeah, I can do that. Well, I'll link up with you after the show here. But I'm going to switch over to a little bit of news. Where'd it go? Deceased. Have you been keeping up on Deceased at all?
I have.
Okay, what do you think so far?
I've really liked it a lot.
Okay.
It's kind of like what we were talking about earlier, where when you get some outside of canon,
right?
You can enjoy some of the crazy twists that they take, and the most recent issue number 4 that came out just this week, ended with a bang.
Yeah, it did. Robert wants to know, do any of you have any gold? I do not. If that's what you're referring to, like actual gold, I do not.
Maybe I was born with the gold.
Yeah, right. There it is.
But by gold, I mean gold plastic.
Gold plastic, right? You didn't take on Triple H for that at
all. No, I was disqualified after I hit him with a low blow.
Right. The Batman Who Laughs gold books. You mean like signature series? Is that what you're talking about, like gold? Or like little kid gold books? Not sure. But Dark Knight Who Laughs, they're getting a what is it? A one shot for like a dark multiverse. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you're gonna see like, what would it be like if on that Earth Superman died and he stayed dead, kind of thing.
Oh yes. No, I know which one you're talking about, and that looks really cool. Like Lois Lane gets like the Eradicator powers.
Yes.
And what were they doing with Batman? Wasn't it like he wasn't able to come back from having his back broken?
Oh yeah, Bane broke his back, and that was it. Like he was done. Yeah, that actually does sound really cool. I'm excited for that to come out.
No, both of those look very interesting.
Yeah, should be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Did you hear that the comic book or CBR founder Jonah Weiland is DC Comics' new VP of Marketing and Creative Services?
Oh wow.
Yeah, not sure why. Kind of came out of left field.
I don't know. Every time I look at a CBR headline, it's always clickbait, and
it is. Yeah, right.
It's so frustrating. Like since Avengers came out on digital, the Avengers Endgame, it's all talking about, and this is probably the thing I hate the most about comic book movies after they've come out is people asking the directors, "Hey, what about this plot hole?" And then the director just makes something up. Like, oh, how did Thanos go back in time? They reverse engineered Pym particles. No, they
Yeah,
didn't,
right.
because they didn't film that. You just thought of it now, or you thought about it and didn't shoot it, but whatever wasn't in your movie did not happen. And gosh, Zack Snyder did the same thing after Batman v Superman. Like, that dude still is coming up with random nuggets about the movie.
Right. Or images, like
Yeah.
concept art.
Concept art is cool. I love concept art, but he's talking about like I saw an article not too long ago, like, oh, the real Doomsday is still out there. Like, what? No, like, get away from me. Like, Snyder, you didn't. And I told you I loved Man of Steel. Batman v Superman had several amazing moments, but that was a swing and a miss. And
So he wanted to know if we had any gold era books.
yeah,
I guess I don't know why I didn't think of that. I should have known better. I'm an idiot. But 1940 to 50 comic books. What do you got? Do you
I
have
have
1, 2,
zero?
I've got. I think I have technically one. Let me grab that 1 second. My giant 200-pound dog is in the way. Yeah, I've got this one by. I guess technically it's Golden Age, but it is a Captain Marvel, it's a mini comic, but it's from World War II, and you can't really see it. I put something behind it, but it has a buy U.S. war bonds stamp on the back, so it's a World War II era book. I'm not sure of the exact year. And 9 square inches is a first-time viewer, first-time commenter. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. We are here with Dee Runk Comics. Definitely check out his YouTube channel. He's got a lot of cool stuff, especially when you had your triple unboxing from CGC. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, no, it was good, but it was a disappointing result. I was hoping for 9.9 or something out of that.
I was gonna say, you hoping for a 10? Like, good luck, bro.
I did the math. 40% came back, and at a higher than a 9.8.
Yeah.
And I sent 3 books, so then I should have had 120% chance of getting a 9.8 or higher.
Yeah, I'll never see anything above a 9.8. That's just because the luck that I have.
Yeah.
How much? I did not pay for it. It was given to me as a gift because I mowed some old lady's yard. She knew that I collect comics. She's like, "Hey, do you want this?" And I was like, "Yes, please." So I got to slab it. I don't know anything about that book, or I don't know nothing. So,
dude,
other than eBay, I think it goes for like $180 or something. I don't know, but it was free.
No, I've got very few Silver Age, and that's not that I don't want Silver Age books.
Right.
I would, like, my personal grail of a book that I don't have is I want to get the first X-Men book. That, to me, would be my favorite book to get. But I just, in most of my collection is going to be bronze to modern.
Very cool. Yeah, I got a lot of silver. I have some silver, mostly bronze, and then obviously a whole bunch of moderns. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle female hysteria. Have you heard a lot about it?
I have. I haven't been reading that book, but I know that it's, it just every time a new character is launched,
it's hysteria.
Yeah. And to me it's annoying because it's pretty rare that I will buy more than one copy of a book.
Sure.
And it's not, because for one, I don't sell my books, and I know that other people buy books for different reasons. Some people sell tons of books, and if you go and find a book that's fair market value, $30, and you see 10 of them on the shelf at cover price, and you sell books, yeah, that's a good deal for you. But for me, I enjoy being able to find it at cover price and leaving a couple behind for the next person, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I never do. I never do that at all anyway. Because plus, I only want to collect, what I collect. I don't want to buy and then sell or whatever. But it sounds like the new female turtle is getting her solo series, her standalone
oh, wow.
series. That is with writer and artist Sophie Campbell. Would that be something you'd be willing to at least take a look at issue 1 or maybe read online?
Yeah, no, I definitely check it out. I know one of my YouTube buddies, Burke Family 54 Comics, used to be Burke Nasty. He's a big turtle fan, so he'll encourage me to buy and read that book. So
Shout out to Dan Piercy. What's up, Dan Piercy? Dan
don't
Piercy
do
has a really awesome reading pile blog. You all definitely need to check out. He is Dan the man when it comes to stuff like that. Have you read any of the Green Lantern by Grant Morrison? That solo series.
you're getting me into a tough subject here. I read the first 3 or 4 issues, but I hate Grant Morrison.
Really interesting.
And I know that a lot of people love him, but I mean, I honestly think that if he was on fire, I wouldn't
You'd
help him
hesitate to
out.
put him out.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be tough. Like I might. It depends. If I'm really thirsty and I or kind of thirsty, I might just finish off that bottle of water, and let him. But but here's the deal. I have opinions on who I like and what I like, and it doesn't mean that I think other people with different opinions are dumb or wrong. If you enjoyed reading it, then it didn't suck to you. That's so. What do you think of the Green Lantern, Grant Morrison?
I loved it. I mean, it
Okay.
wasn't my all-time favorite, but I mean, I enjoyed it enough to put it in my box every time it come out. So it definitely got. But then again, I love the Green Lantern, and I'm pretty biased to that, and I'll pretty much read anything. In fact, now that we talked about random crossovers, I have the crossover of a lifetime right here that includes the Green Lantern. I have the Green Lantern Planet of the Ape crossover. If you like silly crossovers, this is definitely the one. In fact, I went and took it a step further and got it autographed by Justin Jordan at Baltimore Comic Con a couple years back. Just because I thought it was the dumbest crossover ever is the only reason I bought it.
My favorite crossover book would be that guy right there.
Avengers JLA. Oh yeah, yeah.
Superman holding Mjolnir and the shield. Like
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
that is legit.
George Perez art.
Man, a 9.8. You're so lucky.
Yeah, dude, this is another one, man, where I found this book for like under $50 shipped.
Under $50 shipped?
And just like, how do you say no to that,
I would have a tough time saying no to that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Maddie, what's going on, Maddie? Is it worth investing in Batman at 251 at a 9.6?
That would depend on what price that Batman 251 is.
I would have to know the price, but I would say if it's affordable to you and you can swing it without putting yourself into hardship, definitely. I definitely would if I had the cash laying around. Let's go back to here. Tom King news. Are you reading the Batman DC Rebirth?
I actually removed it from my pull list.
Okay, but you are, of his writings and stuff.
Yes.
Was Tom King the reason you dropped it, or was it another reason? Okay,
no, absolutely. 100%.
So maybe you won't be so excited about this news. This is kind of old news, but I still like to ask everyone I meet, just get their 2 cents. Tom King is writing the New Gods movie.
And I didn't get a chance to read the Mr. Miracle run that he did.
Sure.
I know it's very highly acclaimed. So if that's his wheelhouse, I'd love for him to do that. You know, if they may, if it's good, awesome, go for it. What I can tell you right now that since January, the premier Batman title, just Batman, has been really bad in my opinion, and I have not been enjoying it. There was, God, I think it was like 4 straight months of him just dreaming.
Right.
Like nothing came of that. And yeah, I don't know. I'm looking very forward to Tom King being off of the Batman book.
I like Tom King. I guess I'm there's, you either love the man or you hate the man. There's very little middle ground.
Man, there was a book where I can't remember which issue it is now, but it was an entire book with no dialogue.
Yeah, I remember that.
I can't tolerate that. That to me just seems super lazy. And I know like they thought that was like edgy and cool to do that, but like I sat down to read a Batman book and I was done with it in 3 minutes. Like in 3 minutes because I flipped back through it trying to find like the hidden thing that I missed. And
yeah, gone are the days where you get the cool 100-page special.
Well, I don't like having to read a book for 40 minutes either. Like
right.
I like a good 15 to 20 minute read, and that's me taking my time. And but yeah, Tom King, Brian Bendis, Grant Morrison, those are my 3 that I would lock away if I could.
So how do you feel about the DC retiring the Vertigo brand of books? Is that a mistake on their part, you think?
I mean, the brand really probably doesn't matter as long as they continue the direction of the people that support those books. And there's good possibility that by putting the DC brand on it, it might get more sales. I know Vertigo fans are going to have their say on that too, but and I'm not a huge Vertigo fan, but the thing I don't like about Vertigo is it's DC trying to be an independent. Like, are you trying to trick people like that that don't like mainstream comics? Like, you're still giving your money to Time Warner, AT&T.
Sure.
So,
staying on the Time Warner DC. So, have you been watching any of the DC streaming service, Titans, Swamp Thing?
I watched all of Titans.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. It wasn't the best show I'd ever seen, but I'm waiting. I'm looking very hopeful to seeing Nightwing in season 2.
Yeah, like the Nightwing.
Yeah.
Nightwing. I think they will.
Yeah.
And then, what about Doom Patrol? Did you like Doom Patrol?
I did not watch Doom Patrol. My allegiance to those characters isn't very strong. So
yeah, Doom Patrol was a really weird choice. I'm not sure why they did that, but I liked it. One of the big surprising positives that came out of that was Brendan Fraser's role as Robot Man, Mr. Robot. He actually did a really awesome job. And Swamp Thing unfortunately got canceled after first season.
Yeah, they announced the cancellation of
before the show even started.
Yeah, which made me not watch it because that to me is one of those things where like I have a hard time when my show gets canceled. Like and
take it personally. Yeah.
Yeah, like. And hopefully they knew that they weren't getting like. Hopefully there wasn't this giant cliffhanger, or something. At the end of that series. But that always strikes a nerve with me when I don't know how it all ended.
Speaking of cancellations and the end of things, the end of Walking Dead recently on a weird number, 193. I don't know why they just didn't go to 200, but whatever. Were you a Walking Dead subscriber, or you just like the show?
I'd actually only really ever watched the show, and then I had Walking Dead number, I think it was 53. It was the first appearance of Abraham and Rosita and Eugene.
Okay.
And that is actually at CGC getting pressed and slabbed right now. But yeah, that was my only Walking Dead book I ever had. But I did really enjoy the show, and don't really watch it anymore. It's different than
Yeah, it's too different now. I agree.
It's not out of spite. It's just to me, like, since I started collecting comic books, I now have to find time to do things like this, which I enjoy doing. But no matter how much I love it or hate it, it takes time. Then when I get done with this, I'm probably going to watch a few YouTube videos. I also have to spend enough time with my wife to keep her wanting to stay married to me. And
that's the real investment.
that is, and that's the most important thing. And then I also have to find enough time to sleep before I work tomorrow morning. And putting Walking Dead in the middle of that, couldn't do it right now.
Absolutely, yeah, I get it. So, how do you feel about the Rick Grimes movie coming out?
That he's probably my favorite character from the show. So if that I saw when he left, and so I don't know if it's good, it's good. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Who knows? Hopefully it'll work.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Here's an interesting article. Since we were talking about crossover, for the first time ever in the history of comics, the Power Rangers will meet the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That'll be cool. I do like the Power Rangers.
Yeah, I think I might have to pick up that issue. That would be kind of fun to see.
This is one of the other books I got at Planet Comic Con.
Awesome.
That's signed by the Red Ranger.
Oh, what is his name again?
Austin St. John.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
He comes to our local convention all the time too, and I can never remember his name.
But yeah, really cool dude. He was really short too. Like I'm like 5'11", and that dude is like 5'7". I mean, he'd whoop my ass though. He's kung fu master, But yeah.
That's too funny. Yeah, I heard he's a really nice guy. I haven't actually met him before, but are you excited for the DC Dark Multiverse at all?
You mean where we were talking about the?
Oh yeah, we already talked about that. Yeah. Oh gosh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I am excited about it.
Yeah, definitely. We're all excited for it. Have you heard the Netflix deal with Mr. Liefeld?
No.
It sounds like Netflix possibly could be interested in a Youngblood Netflix adaptation.
I think Liefeld is bowing out of Youngblood, isn't he?
Well, I mean, I think he still owns the property, doesn't he? Like he owns the rights.
He sold the rights to it, and
back to Image, okay.
And he allowed them to continue using his name along with Youngblood just to they bought Youngblood and the name, and I think he's trying to remove his name from it. But that guy is in so many disputes with companies. Eventually, one day you wake up and you go, either everyone in the world is a jerk and crazy, or it's me. And maybe someday he'll wisen up. Like he's like refusing to sign the facsimile copies of New Mutants '98.
Yeah, like why do you got to be like that?
Like someone wants your autograph and they can't afford the $800 raw copy of the original. Like you're just saying no. Like
yeah, what a ding dong.
Yeah,
this is the same guy who said DC Comics was a sinking ship and was going to crash.
Yeah, and then he drew the worst freaking 2 Superman covers I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh my God, they were atrocious. Yeah, I know which ones you're talking about because I got them just because they were bad.
No, yeah, I bought the first one because it was bad, and then they did the second one, and I was like, I'm not falling for that banana again. No, sir.
Yeah, he's not high on everyone's list to get to draw their stuff. I think he's burning a lot of bridges, and I don't understand why he needs to do that.
And the sad thing is like I actually like his art. It's not the best thing you've ever seen, and a lot of it's over exaggerated, and he loves pouches and he doesn't like feet, but I still I like his art style. To me, it's fun to read a comic book with comic book like art, and his art is very comic book like. But
It is.
his attitude is not something that I would not yeah. You lock him up with Morrison, Tom King, and Brian Bendis.
Yeah, they're all kind of got the same personality. You're right. You're right. Have you been checking out any DC Black Label at all?
Yes, I've read the Dark Knight, Last Night on Earth.
Oh yeah, that was a
Those
good one.
first two issues, I've been enjoying that. I've been, I've read all the Batman Damned. So wife checking up on you?
Nope. Thought I
Oh,
saw a bug.
oh no, you can't have that. You got to get one of those electric tennis rackets, man.
Right.
Hours of fun.
See, I'm a grown man. I was in the army. I was deployed for a while, but bugs still freak me out.
Oh man, I used to tell people that I was allergic to bees until someone asked me where my EpiPen was, and I didn't know what that was. And then I just said to all right, I'm Mr. Bliss.
You just had to admit they called you out.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for the Question to get his own DC Black Label.
That Question is amazing. I love it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really good story.
I'm a really big fan of the old Batman, or not Batman, Justice League Unlimited cartoon.
Oh my gosh, so good.
And he played a huge role in that series, and
he was in a lot of episodes, which is surprising for he's like a C-level hero.
Yeah, but that was the cool part, is watching him interact with the Justice League, and that, oh man, it was so good.
He had one of the best quotes in the series when Supergirl asked if he was going through her trash, and he's like, "Don't be silly. I go through everybody's trash. But you're not special." But that'd be really cool. I always thought what they should do is give the Spectre a DC Black Label book, because he's a really violent guy. When DC lets him loose, he kills people. He kills bad guys.
Yep.
Especially in the he had an animated short. I forget what DVD it came out on, but
it was part of the Batman, or not Superman, Shazam First Thunder.
Yes.
And there was Green Arrow and a Spectre, and that whole DVD was amazing.
Yeah. So you know what I'm talking about, where he just kills that dude.
Yeah.
Awesome. See, that's what I want. I want a book with the Spectre. I love the Spectre. He's one. He's in my top 5 for sure.
What did you think of Hal Jordan's Spectre?
It's not for me.
Yeah.
Make 2 rights don't necessarily make it even more right.
Yep.
In this case, it kind of made like a mediocre, lukewarm at best.
Yeah.
I'm glad they ended that.
Yeah.
It looks like the Joker is also getting a Black Label story.
Oh, nice.
Called The Killer Smile. And Jeff Lemire is writing that.
The only thing I'll say about that is, I say nice, and then I had pause right away. Sometimes a book can be too dark. So the other day, I read what did I read that day? It was the Batman Last Night on Earth. Hold on, this is going to bother me if I don't figure out what. But the combination of the 3 had me doubting my mental health. It was Last Night on Earth, the Batman Who Laughs, number 7, and then Powers of X, number 1. And after I got done reading all 3 of those books, there was not a single moment of cheer or smile or hope or optimism in any of them. And when I got done, man, I was just depressed. I went to bed.
Yeah. Here's a headline for you. DC expanding Walmart line to include TV and movie properties.
Simulate those DC books that they have in the front
of the
okay.
Did you see that in the Walmart? They had 100-page.
Yeah.
And it was mostly reprints from other stories. There was some new content in there, but I guess they want to expand that. So who knows what that entails.
I really want to see them get that right before they expand it. For me, when I go to flip through those books, they're all trashed. They're all just destroyed and damaged. And
Yeah.
And I don't know. But here's the deal: like they're doing it. I know they're successful, and it's introducing people to comic books that probably don't read them yet. So
Agreed. We'll give everyone a 5-minute warning here if they want to ask you some questions.
all right.
5-minute warning. It's lightning round here. What do you think is going to happen in Deceased? Your kind of speculation.
Wow, I usually don't speculate. I think the world's going to end.
You think the world's going to end? You don't
Yeah.
think they're going to find a cure?
Nope, I don't think so. I think that and I'm not going to say a spoiler for people that haven't read it yet, but there have been dominoes that have fallen, and I think Superman will be the next domino to fall, or the next big domino to fall.
Interesting. Yeah. He would be a major one. Umbrella Academy. Are you excited for it to continue?
I have not. You mean the show?
Yeah.
I have not gotten to see the show yet.
Okay.
I canceled my Netflix out of spite, and I am.
What did Netflix ever do to you?
They raised their prices.
Oh, that's right. They did that. You're right. I forgot.
And here's the deal: like I'm so picky about some things, man. Like I can afford the extra dollar, I really can. But why charge me the extra dollar? Like you're already making money hand over foot. You don't need it. Like you're, to me, like they just this last quarter announced their first ever loss in subscribers.
Oh, I believe it.
And like I felt proud, like I was a part of something there.
That's your own movement.
Yeah,
That's really cool. Are you going to check out The Boys on Amazon?
I will probably rewatch it because I have already checked it out.
You've already watched it. I have not seen it yet.
It is fantastic.
Awesome. Are you excited for the new Star Wars movie?
Not a huge Star Wars fan, but I've seen them all, so
okay.
I can enjoy them. But I'm not. I will be so much more looking forward to the next Marvel property. And I know they're all owned by Disney, but the next MCU movie, I'd be more interested in seeing the next DC movie or over Star Wars. But my wife will want to watch it, and I'll go with her. And I enjoyed the last two. They were good.
They were. I'm toss-up. I liked Rogue One, and that's kind of like the only new one that I've liked so far.
I really liked Rogue One.
Yeah.
I don't even know why, but that one, like, I was like, oh wow.
Yeah, that was definitely really cool. I liked it. It's funny because Mark Hamill is kind of regretting coming back from the sounds of it.
What's crazy about that is watching the last Star Wars movie. Not the last. What Solo was the last one, right?
Yeah. Or no, it was The Last Jedi. The Last Jedi.
The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Was. I hear Mark Hamill's voice, and I have such a hard time not hearing the Joker. Even when he's not doing the Joker voice, I can still hear it, and yeah,
would you be excited for a Guillermo del Toro Justice League Dark movie?
No, not yet. I want DC to get their universe in order first. I hear so much speculation about Batgirl and Supergirl and like right now they don't even have they probably don't even have a Superman. They just cast Robert Pattinson to be Batman.
The Sparkling Knight. No, thank you.
But here's the deal. I will give that a shot. I'm not. I hate Robert Pattinson, and I'm not looking forward to it. But if I'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens. I know a lot of people that came up to me when Iron Man was cast as Robert Downey Jr. Like right now, it makes total sense to everyone. But there were a lot of people that thought that was craziness, and I was like, hey, give it a shot.
Yeah, everyone kind of said the same thing about Ben Affleck, and then in my opinion, he hit it out of the park.
Oh, absolutely. I will never stop. I will never forgive them for having Ben Affleck or Batman kill, 17 people throughout the course of that movie. That really upset me. But that's not Ben Affleck's fault. He didn't.
Yeah, he didn't write the movie.
Yeah, he didn't walk on set and be like, "Listen, I'm Ben Affleck. I'm Batman. This movie needs more guns, and
More explosions.
I need to fire these guns." It's like it wasn't his fault. The costume was amazing. The fighting sequence in the warehouse, like, just got me.
That was the best.
And then I loved the fact that he had a voice disruptor built into his cowl.
Yeah, he didn't have to do the
Batfleck or the Bale's voice.
Yeah. That's too funny. Sounds like rumor on the street is Colin Farrell is the new John Constantine.
Okay.
Which makes sense because he's also British. Actually, he might be Scottish,
yeah,
but he's from the United Kingdom somewhere.
Yeah, no, he's somewhere over there.
Or maybe he's Irish. I don't know.
But he can do an accent, and that shouldn't be a problem. So
yeah, I think it's a good cast. If they go with it, I think it'll be a great cast.
But yeah, no, that's just the thing to me. And I think one of the things that they've talked about doing recently is less connected universe and more individual movies. Yeah. And I'm okay with that too.
Connect them later, yeah.
Well, no, I mean, I either say, like, you need to start building your building blocks right now and connect them really well, even if they're not connected right away. Like, but I mean, they have to exist in the same space.
Yeah, no one thought that Iron Man was going to be what it was, or lead to what it is. Yeah. Nobody thought that.
But I mean, it was so well done, and I'm more of a DC fan than Marvel. But like I said, it's really close for me. Yeah. I'm happy with the success of those movies, but it definitely, DC tried to copy that, and they fell on their face with Justice League. So,
yeah, you're right. You're right. Last question here. This is a yes or a no answer.
Ooh.
New Green Lantern movie. Hal Jordan is played by Tom Cruise.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. I thought you would say no. I really did. I would have lost the bet.
Now you said yes or no, but I'm going to go into it. I don't care.
Sure.
I would not want to hang out with Tom Cruise. I think he's a creepy person. But I've enjoyed almost every movie he's been in. And if he has been in a movie that I didn't like, it wasn't because of him. And he may play the same type of dude in every movie. I don't care. But, dude, that's Top Gun, man. That is Hal Jordan. I would absolutely watch that.
Yeah. I mean, I'd still watch it. I would say maybe to Tom Cruise. I would say maybe.
Oh no, I'm not saying that would be my first choice to play him. I'm just saying that, because in our current continuity, like my reality, your reality, I have very little say so on who they choose to play these movies.
Yeah, so, I don't have central casting on speed dial. Give me this guy.
Currently, I have to just go with who they decide to cast for those movies. I could also vote with my wallet and not go, but you never know, man. It could be really good. I was actually really looking forward to Ryan Reynolds playing Hal Jordan.
I don't think he did a bad job. I think whoever wrote that movie didn't understand the Green Lantern.
And Jeff Johns was not the writer, but he was a supervisor to that film and a consultant. And
well, he didn't consult very well.
No, and they kept announcing that too. Like, I don't know if you know, like you're reading, I don't know which website you're on right now, but there's so many dozens of articles that I read that DC has decided to refocus their movie universe, and they're going to put Jeff Johns behind as their lead consultant or the lead. And they kept doing that, and the movies stayed the same. And they kept saying, like, well, Jeff Johns. Like, maybe Jeff Johns isn't Kevin Feige, and Jeff Johns should go back to writing comic books. Like, I'll read a Jeff Johns comic book all day, but yeah, that.
Interesting. Very interesting. Awesome. Well, I think we're going to end it here. Hang out. I got a couple things for you, but we'll go ahead and end the broadcast. If you just want to throw out your social media one more time, where they can find you, that'd be awesome.
YouTube, Dee Runk Comics. That is my preferred method of communication. And then Instagram, I'm also on there. Dee Runk Comics, all one word, on Instagram.
Awesome. Thanks for hanging out with us. And to everyone in the chat, thanks for swinging by, asking questions. All that is appreciated. Until next time, everybody.
Peace.
Peace. All right. I think it's over.
No, it's still live. You got